All right, I come to kind of a critical juncture here of my dry fit. You can see here that because of this solid block that I have to join the top and the sides, I've got this interior lip. So in order for me to find out where it is square wise, I need to jack up my square from the base, and I've got that done. I'm also using these right angle clamping jigs that I have clamped to the side and the base, keeping that nice and tight. I've done that on both corners, and then I've cut a story stick to fit in the dados that I have for my bottom shelf. And I found that this length that I have now, I think this is my third attempt at it. It was just kind of a sneak up on the fit type deal, and I've got one I like. So that's the length that I'm going to cut my bottom shelf to, and then I can put it together. But before I do that, I have to cut my holes for my adjustable shelves on both sides. Okay, I moved this up in 3 stages. Stage 1 was I glued these corner blocks to the top. That was probably 3 hours ago now. Then next I'm going to glue the bottom to the dados and set it in place to use this as a way to square it up. Then once that's set, I'll take it off and then I'll glue it to the top, because I want to be able to get clamps underneath here to pull it together, and I won't be able to do that all in one operation. It'd be too hectic anyway doing it that way. So next step is to get some glue in these dados, put these on the top, and then glue that bottom in place. All right, that went relatively painlessly, I guess. I got good glue squeeze out. I started in the middle and worked my way out to the edges, kind of rolling that glue out to the ends. Cleaned up the overflow, and I'm relatively square. I've got just the tiniest gap here at the bottom, and then on the other side I've got just a tiny gap at the top. So I can rack that little bit once I let this set up. I'll remove it, and then, like I said, I'll be able to clamp from the top to the bottom here and pull it tight together. Now ideally I'd like to have this case up on my bench, but it's just too tall, so I've got to lay it on the floor here. This is what I would always term the critical first piece. And I leave this a little bit long, and then what I do is I come over here and mark this edge on the corner straight up, and I've got that line. Then I'll make my miter this way, and again cut this one a little bit long. So I'm going to leave the line, and what I'll do is once I get this cut, I'll cut these other 2 pieces, and then I will take and use my shooting board to get that miter just exactly where I want it. So that's kind of the procedure I go through to get this thing lined up exactly where I want it. So let me make this cut. I'll cut the other 2 pieces. They'll run along this way. What I'm doing here is I'm going to miter these corners, but this one down here is just going to be a butt joint. So that makes this work a lot easier to do, because this is standing up, obviously, on the floor. I'm not worried about anybody seeing this end grain cut down on these corners here.